Yes, good to have you back in here, and we'll be talking something that has to do with the art. And so, looking at the topic, because you see it right away, looking at the topic, we'll be discussing the things that have to do with art and the economy. Art and the economy. And we have looked at creative artists, their works, and their values, because sometimes they seem to be undervalued in this country. We want to talk about all these and look at some of their works and see how best we can talk about how the economy has affected the art world. Right. The guest I have here with me right away is, I'm really supposed to be sitting with two guests, but instead I'm sitting with one for now. If the second one comes in, we'll say continue. If not, we're running on with this very special guest. I am talking about a special lady with a special name, Vicky Heldan. Vicky Heldan.
Thank you.
Vicky Heldan is an interior designer. You know, there are some decorators, but then there are the designers.
Yeah. So
Vicky is an interior designer, and in fact, she's a whole lot apart from that. But we'll talk about other things as we go on.
That's okay.
She's a complete artist in actual fact.
Okay.
Vicky, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you here.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to know that you're here with us.
Yes.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Yes. Now, when we look at the work we do as artists, because for me, I think what we do in the studio here is also part of art.
Art, yeah.
Yeah, so when we look at the work we do, there are diverse things that happen in the world of art. We have interior designers like yourself. Yeah. We have we have movie makers. Yeah. We have other people, many. How do I mention? We have music makers, musicians. Yeah. Yeah. We have movie makers, as I mentioned first of all. We have those working in that sector, in the movie sector.
Cinematography.
Yes, we have the cinematographer, just as we have the ones handling our own cameras here too.
Behind the scenes.
Yes, and we have our directors, operational directors.
Yes.
And a lot. These are the things that people do. The people that are in charge of the lighting and all these.
Yeah, it's
all
together. Art.
A whole lot. They are all arts.
Art, yeah.
Then there are those people who have also got designs that they market, they produce and market. They, you know, and all that. So let's look at you. Okay. You are a perfect work of art, I must say.
Oh, thank God.
And
we all.
Okay. And right now we want to find out, as I said, that you are an interior designer. Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, interior design. I own an interior design firm, and it is it's been tremendously incredible to be part of the creative industry. And we are an interior design company based in Nigeria, interior design and architectural company based in Nigeria here.
Yeah, because I see architecture as part of art.
Oh yeah, it's art.
Yes,
that's art.
Part of
that's,
about science and all that.
That's art. That's art. And I'll tell you one thing for sure, is that before interior design, we were first a clothing company, fashion, it's fashion design, and then we diversified into interior design and home collection. So let's say from home fragrance, sleeping pillows, all of that. Yeah, lifestyle, total lifestyle brand. So lifestyle is art. That's how I look at it.
That's what it is.
That's it. So the ability to create things for people to accept, for people to accept it as well, is one thing. Too. And in the Nigerian, I mean, in the Nigerian economy, I mean, it's an honor to have to be part of the workforce, like to improve the creative industry as well. Because for me, there's a platform that we're working on right now. We have a creative platform. Yeah, because of the passion I have for the creative sector, we decided to create something like a platform for, it's called Mastery with Vicky Heldan. So it's a creative platform for creative individuals. So it cuts across fashion, music, movie, all of that, interior design, architecture, all of that, furniture manufacturing as well. Yes, so Mastery with Vicky Heldan is simply a comprehensive leadership, education, and mentorship platform solely dedicated to fostering collaboration, innovation, and growth in the creative industry.
And one thing special about all these you've just said is that even the service you want to render at a time like this is done free of charge. And it's so special to see that such things still exist in our country today, because you train people, help them to become something, and you just ask them to go do it, go practice it. And I would always want to add, don't forget where you came from.
Of course, little beginnings.
Yes,
foster greater opportunities. Yes. So with that, I also advise that the government should look into the creative sector, because that is a sector that is not so, because I mean, they look at music, it's not just music. We have artisans, people that are creating stuff, people that are making things out of nothing. So I believe that with more education on how to sustain that growth, we'll be able to grow the economy, the creative economy better.
In actual fact, I promise you that there's going to be a second part of this program, and I pray you will be there. Why I'm saying so is that I would need to get someone from that ministry to come in here to
Ministry of Arts, Tourism and Creative Economy.
Yes, I need to bring them. In actual fact, they should be here in the next edition of the program.
Yeah, they should
because and like there's this exposition that happens, I think annually, but then that just happened and it's around the corner. It has to do with the art and the art in general. You know, we've seen such a thing about happening again. So we need to talk more about this, because one of the things good about it is that it has to do with the youth.
Yes.
Mainly 90% of the people involved in these arts we are talking about
are young people.
Young people, not aged. Not that the aged are not involved, but they are very few. And so it means that the workforce is highly involved. The workforce is highly involved. Looking at this, how do you see this affecting the economy? How do you see it improving the economy? How do you see it helping to enhance the economy of the land?
Okay, for me, I feel like once we are being, sensitizing everyone, every young person, even because I see countries that have thrived on art, like Italy, China as well. They have made a conscious effort to imbibe the culture of everyone knowing where they are, knowing the job well. So proper training. So training institutions should be created. More training institutions should be created. We won't just leave it for the government. If you're in the private sector, if you're doing it already, try and see how you can collaborate with the government. Sometimes the government might not even want to collaborate with you.
Yes, that's it.
So but just do what you can. The little you can will go really far, because the musicians, they are not managed by the government.
No, they are not.
They have their own record labels, but they are putting Africa on the map.
Yes,
exactly. So now we have to make a conscious effort. I mean, whoever, let's see how we can, if we create more training institutes to hone the skills of these creative individuals, it would make the economy better. It will make the economy way better. So we'll be able to do more export of creative abilities to other countries and to to the world, basically.
And apart from the export you just mentioned, which is of course a highly economic value,
exactly,
there is something else, I think. You know, thinking about the fact that it can boost tourism.
Of course, that's the export there. Tourism is more
getting them to come in here, not even us taking it to them. For them to come and see the things we do and enjoy our music, enjoy our movies. Oh, glory be to God.
We're already putting our movies on the map. Nollywood is number 2 after Hollywood. Then you have the Bollywood. Bollywood is next. So Africa is already there. Nollywood, Nigeria is already on the map in the movie industry. So with that, we can do more with interior design. We can do more with architecture. We can do more. This woman, it reminds me of this woman. She's she was outstanding. She's late now. Hazid she's an architect. She's one of the greatest architects ever. She's a woman, and she was impeccably good, amazing. The whole world acknowledged her creativity.
And her work,
yes. So such people, they are iconic. We can have same from Africa, we can have same from Nigeria. Yes, not just Africa, just the way. Exactly, just the way we have the movie industry already on the map. We can have that in the fashion areas. I mean, some fashion designers are already out there. Yes, world class. We can have that in interior design. We can have that in manufacturing, because we have good woods here.
Exactly.
You know, so there's a lot. We've been blessed with a lot, but sometimes when you're surrounded with people who cannot see, they cannot see too far.
Yes.
So so that's it. It's just more of sensitization and making everyone understand that there can be more can be done. Yes. Never to settle. More can be done.
More can be done. Never to settle. More can be done. That's great. That's a beautiful way to say it. And so, looking at art generally, we see that art is not the field of a lazy man. The artist is innovative. The artist is creative. The artist is a whole lot more than you can just put in one place. The artist,
versatile.
Yes, versatile. That's the word. The artist is versatile and does a whole lot. And looking at the economy of the land today, we have been hearing and we've been told severally that the need to diversify the economy, to move from fuel, from oil to other sectors. This is one of the sectors that we need to face seriously. Yes, it is. To work with this and bring forth a whole lot. Train the young people the more, just as you are doing.
Turning passion into profit.
Yes, that's it.
And where design meets strategy, because on my platform, design meets strategy, and from that we turn passion into profit.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear all this.
Oh, yes.
I'm so happy to hear all this. You say, we need to put some of these things on the marble.
I know. Words of marble, right?
Yes, words of marble. We need to do that. And looking at just the way it's been going on. And one thing good about the training that we just talked about is that from that training, you could train someone that will become so much bigger than you did.
Better. It's just impact.
Yes.
So it's more of impact. So whatever, like I say all the time, whatever you are doing, wherever you find yourself, make it impactful. Transform. Be an agent of transformation.
Yes.
No matter where you find yourself. Yes, because the sky is big enough for everyone to fly.
To contain everyone. That's true.
Exactly.
Yes. One thing about this sky you talked about?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about birds that collide in the air? We've never heard it.
Never heard that before.
Yes. They are doing their thing. Yes. Moving and living. That's the way it will be when we all get into all these things and let them work for us.
Collaborative effort.
Yes. And that thing which the government is looking for, I would say, is just at the government's doorstep. All it requires is the people in relevant ministries to look further, to
see how they can.
Yes, they reach out to people like you and others. Like the other guest that we were talking about is a filmmaker. She's a filmmaker. He's a feminine like yourself, female
telling
like
stories.
Yes, and she has had wonderful stories she has told, and in her movies that we have seen. She is a dance instructor. Oh, nice. She's also an aerobics instructor.
That's a lot.
And health instructor. That is, so she's putting all of this together. Physical health instruction, yes, as a lifestyle. So we see these things. One other beautiful thing about all this is that these help also to make the mind not only occupied, but free.
Yeah.
Art makes the heart and the mind to be free. So that it's not just
it's a kind of expression of your inner self.
Exactly. There is always an expression in each art's in each art you see an artist do, there is an expression of the person. Like, look at this fellow that is here doing barbing. You see, there is an art in that barbing.
Creative.
Yes, it's creativity. You know, you don't just start because you think, but he creates something. Some of them, I've seen them write someone's name
on the head.
Yes, I've seen such things, and many others like that. So these are things that we need to think about, work on, and continue to enhance, because these, as you said, are the things you could refer to as another gold mine in Nigeria. Okay, I want to ask you, you know, you've moved from one region to the other.
Yes.
The country is not a new place to you.
Of course.
You've seen this country.
Of course.
Because you are involved. And you've seen art evolving from each region, each sector, each section of the country. If you look at them, do you think we could do a kind of regional development of art? Because I'm thinking of how money can come out of all this.
Oh yeah, sure. Because there are locations that are states like Kwara State. There are a lot of beautiful sceneries.
Yes.
When it comes to tourism.
Yes.
We have Obudu.
Yes,
I don't know,
that's in Cross River.
Yeah, in Cross River. Then we have in some northern states. We have Plateau. We have. Just we have, I mean, all of that. Yes, we have all of that. Then we have Edo State as well. The historic culture.
Yes.
The depth of the Benin tradition.
Yes.
The depth of the Igbo, because I feel like every ethnic group is authentic.
Yes.
Every ethnic group, there's a depth, and this is rooted in culture, tradition, and art.
That's it.
Yes.
Culture, tradition, and
art. Yes. So this is something that needs to be known all over the world. There's something. If you go to South Africa, they tell you about the Zulu people.
Yes.
They tell you about the other tribes. But then you know that this is what this is. Accustomed to.
Yes, and there's something beautiful about, like, just mentioned South Africa and the Zulu people. You see their dressing,
exactly,
their attire, and that headgear that the women always put on when they are dancing, and all that. These are things that you always identify that area with. Just as you talked about that of the Edos, the Bini art, and the Igbo art. I remember something in Igbo land that seems to have died off now, but then it used to be the elderly, the aged, not just the aged, but then the people that are seen as honest people do in Igbo land. They call it uli. They say they give them marks. There are marks. It could be marks that you could see on the face, and it's artistic, because these marks will go all over the face, all over the face. You see the marks, and they put colors. You know, like there are two colors: the dark and the bright, all through. I used to see it when they did it then, but I don't see any person having it any longer.
Yeah, because we've all decided to adapt the
Western
world.
Yes,
but even the Western culture have their traditions. So the Scottish people, they still wear their skirts.
Skirts, yes.
It's just a way of life. And then you see the British as well. They have their own attires too. So we can't really throw our traditions away, because tradition is deep. Is what refines people. Is the root of every individual.
Looking at what you find in Cross River State, just as you talked about this, it reminds me of it. Where you see the dance style, the steps of
the rhythm, all of that.
The rhythm and of the Calabar dance, and the Ibibio dance style, and the Efik dance style. Yes, and you look at those things, you think about their cuisine. It's something else.
Everything is interesting.
You know, Edikaikon.
Everything is interesting.
And Afang. All these are part of art, is it not?
True.
And these are the things that we need to handle to promote even what we have everywhere. I keep seeing them. They say Chinese cuisine.
Yes.
They take you there, you see things, and I keep wondering. We need to have Nigerian cuisine everywhere outside Nigeria.
In the world, yes.
And even within our country, let's have it all. Come to Ebola and talk about ofora soup, you know. Talk about onubu, that is bitter leaf soup, and akwo, yes, of akwo, that is the one that comes from the palm kernel. So, and all that, yes, palm fruits rather, yes. You know, the extracts that we used to prepare that soup. And think about the starch that you find in Delta State, you know, and eat, enjoying it,
so
and banga soup that you take there, which is the same, almost.
You're making me hungry.
Honestly, this is art, isn't it? This is all art. And talk about
it's quite interesting. The tuwo shinkafa,
the zogole soup. If you have taken it, I've taken it. That's why I know I'm talking about. You know, and things like that.
Yes.
So these are the things we need to continue to
do.
Cooker. These are the things you see. You take these things, you can't find them anywhere.
Oh, you can.
They are Nigerian dishes, you know, that we need to enhance, promote. I wonder sometimes when I look at these things, I wonder what the ministry that is supposed to be in charge of these things is doing. There should be food fiesta, food festival. Like every other month. In different states in Nigeria.
Yes, of course.
And that way, that on its own will become a form of
tourist attraction for other countries to come in and feel the atmosphere and feel the taste.
Come over to Nigeria and eat
their taste buds.
Come over to Nigeria and eat good food. Someone is prepared to move all the way from Canada, from America, from Australia at the end of the world to come in here to taste your food.
True.
The delicacy that you have.
True.
But then we see that because everyone is looking at oil, looking at all that, and
they're just blinded with all of that. Now we don't even have factories. All the industrial companies, they've all shut down.
Yeah, because of the fact
they're not making manufacturing fabrics anymore, furnitures, because we have good. I tell you something, we have good artisans, especially with the creative, because I understand that people, artisans from the north, the northern region, they're really detailed when they want to do stuff.
Yes.
They're really, really detailed. They're like the French people.
Yes.
The northern, and then the Igbos too. The about, you see, about,
You know, it used to be when they say made in Aba, people will look at you somehow. But these days, Aba shoes, Aba suits are something else.
Oh my!
Aba shirts are something else.
Tell me about it. So we have a lot, even our leather. We have our own leather.
Coming to Kano, going to Kaduna, and then Plateau.
The two places in Africa, you have Morocco and Kano. That's the highest export for leather. Yeah. So most of these top brands in the world, they shop our leather to produce.
Oh God.
So you see, we have to start making conscious effort.
The
tanneries, we have to start building more tanneries for the leather industry.
And one thing about it is that most of the time they come here, shop it in its crude nature.
Of course,
then
and
take
they refine
it outside,
refine
and send it back to us.
The difference is just machines.
Exactly.
That's it.
Like
and
now you're talking, it reminds me like the shoe I'm putting on. I would have loved to show it on you know, that it is what that is not Nigerian made.
Yeah.
Why is it so? And it's most likely that they may have taken the thing from here to go outside and work on it and bring. We have shoes from Italy, we have shoes from Britain. Yes. We have shoes from other areas and Spain. Oh, you wear somebody Brazil. I remember some years back, and I had a Brazilian shoe, and people were watching and looking. Then I was still in the secondary school.
Yeah.
I said, and the way they were admiring this shoe, I said, so have I got something else for myself? It was on me, and I didn't just want people to be looking at me that way.
Yeah.
You know, so there are things. It's just for us to work on what we have.
The power sector, we have to generate power from other means. Because now we're looking at power. We generate power. That's part of the bioeconomy. Generate power from cassava, even the residues from the tree.
Yes.
Yeah, we can use that to generate power. There's a whole lot to be done. We have to start looking inward. That's just it. Looking inward and executing. Because if we don't execute, first of all, we always say the Western world. people put down their lives. The Western world was built on sweat, blood, and tears.
Yes.
So the grass is not greener on the other
On
side.
the
It
other
is
side,
greener
it's just
where it is being watered.
exactly. If it's
So
not being
people
watered, it goes
people
off.
sacrifice to make to water the grass for it to look more attractive.
Green, yes.
So we should water our own grass here to make this environment more attractive for investors to come in. From security problems, we have to start looking into it, because obviously some people are benefiting from the security issue. In every problem in the world, there are some
must be some
beneficiaries.
people who are beneficiaries.
Exactly.
Yes.
But then we should have to look at our conscience and understand that this cannot proceed for too long.
Yes.
This has to stop. This has to, so we can all work together to make our environment a better place.
So these are some of the things we need to talk about. And looking at matters that we are saying at the time. I remember the knock culture. These are great things that we look at and see. We shouldn't let these things die. People like her here are the people that will help us keep lifting these things. That's why in the first place she is on the program, because we want to see how the art can also influence the economy and improve that economy so much more. And she has done a whole lot in ensuring that this economy would also be lifted through the art. There are many people like her. She's the one I laid hands on. I know we still bring many others. And I want to say thank you for the good work you're doing.
Thank you too.
Helping to put our art in the map of the world, that the universe will see. We look at a lot of things that we do. And I see. There's this trade fair that I attended here in Abuja at not even the trade fair complex, but at this place at the Secretariat. I don't know what they call it, the Eagle Square.
Eagle Square.
Yes, and I bought some pieces of art there, and the young man selling them happens to be a Ghanaian.
Oh wow!
And they drew a woman carrying a baby at the back and with something on the head and all that moving. I just kept seeing them. I was fascinated with these things, and I bought some of them. And looking at these things, I said, "These are the things."
You're wondering on the human mind and how the human mind works.
How it happens. And there is this fellow. That is also doing something, trying to promote something that is in their state, talking about Benue State. I remember some years back there was Fascinating Nigeria.
Oh yeah.
Right now they are creating something in Benue. They say Fascinating Benue. In actual fact, they are bringing so many factors. Yes, in fact, I should bring him here next time to also join to talk. Let's see the beauty that is in Benue, apart from just the food. It's the food basket of Nigeria, quite all right. Of course. But then they are now trying to show us that there is even more than food. Yeah,
every state has its unique components with it. Yeah.
There are some of the things that they have. They now want to show the world, looking at their culture, looking at their dance. The swange and the others that they have. These are the things they want to bring together to use to lift the economy of the state and lift the beauty of the state the more. Because it's when you start doing these things, you'll find out that beauty is money.
Yes, it is. Beauty. So that's where creativity is being that transcends into profit.
Yes. Well, it's just great thinking about all this, and I know that we'll still continue to share a lot more. Before we conclude, because we still have some time to begin to round up, before we conclude all that we want to talk about, I want to get two things from you. One, you've mentioned a bit of it, but I wanted to emphasize it. Your advice, the piece of advice you have for the government, but then the government is not my problem. Then the second one is the piece of advice you have for the young people in Nigeria. Nigeria is among the few countries in the world that has the highest population of young people in it. So that shows a bright and great future. But
It lies on the youth.
Yes, but if these youths are allowed to just live any kind of life, we may lose this brightness of this future we're talking about. So I want to hear from you the advice you give to them to help them, the young people in particular, so that how to get engaged themselves in doing something positive and all that, so that the future, even bright. As they say, they are leaders of tomorrow. Let it continue.
Okay, what I would say, a piece of advice to the young people, just stay focused and look out for institutions that would harness your skills. Look out for individuals who you admire in your field and see how you can reach out to them. Some of them are difficult to reach, but you can just make out time to study because for every great person there was a pain they never talked about. There was something. So make sure you understand, because I say that sometimes you get into some problems for another person to learn. You get into such some difficulties for another person to be able to learn, so the person won't get into that difficult. So you cross some hurdles for the future. So try and be focused, be patient, master your craft, because once you master your craft, you're able to gain influence, you're able to gain trust. So people will trust you, and then you gain influence, and along the way there's something they call cult followership. You have a cult followership. Cult followership comes from trust and excellence. So once you don't need to introduce yourself anymore, introduce your brand anymore. They already understand, and you have people who are willing to buy whatever you're selling. So if Mr. A has produced something for over 10 years and he decides to diversify, same Mr. A, as long as it's Mr. A's products, they will buy, because they have Mr. A's product has been tested and trusted. Exactly.
Has been proven.
So you have to prove yourself. You have to keep proving yourself along the way. Keep proving yourself. It's not easy. Already they said the environment is already structured for failure. So for what I say is that you are structured for success. So look for a way to overcome whatever it is that has been put on the way. Jump the hurdles. And with every detail counts, every experience counts. It shapes you and it plays a pivotal role for the future. That's it. For the government, let's see how we can collaborate with the private sector. Government will collaborate with the private sector and see how they can harness the skills, because we have so many talented individuals who we cannot afford to let them go just like that. We cannot afford to let those talents die. We have to harness them. So moving forward, everyone, all hands on deck. That's it.
Thank you so much. Every hand should be on
deck. Yes.
And there is something they say in Igbo land. I want to say it and then talk about the translation. Akajaja nebute onu manu manu. That's that every hand that goes to work attracts food for the mouth.
Goes to the soil.
Goes to the soil, really. And the soil may not just be only the ground. The soil could be any other thing that you do.
Your handwork.
It would always attract food for the mouth. So that shows that there is no food for the lazy man. Of course. There is no food for the lazy man. Of course.
Poverty will sit on you. That's what the Bible says. Poverty is going to sit on you.
So we need to work and to ensure that we also, as Vicky Heldan said, your passion could be transformed into profit. So let it work for you. Let your passion, let the zeal lead you to that which you will do to find something to earn a living with. And of course, when you do the thing you like doing,
of course,
it's always
there's
beautiful.
Peace,
Yes, and I believe that's what you're doing. It's among the things that have kept you this way.
Yes, because I'm happy. You're expressing your inner self, and you're getting paid for it.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, I've been 14 years in the business
of
creativity. In the world of creativity.
That's serious.
Yeah, immersing myself daily on it and blossoming. I mean, it's not easy, but then we're thriving.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thriving.
Well, that's the size of the package for today.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me.
Please, I want to plead with you.
Yes.
Come again.
Oh, okay.
Do come again.
All right.
I'll always be glad to have people like you on the
yes,
program.
Same here. Thank you for having me.
Encourage others
Thank you
to
so much.
energize some people who seem to have been weak. Because after hearing you, they will wake up.
Oh, they
and
have
start
to.
thinking
They have
of
no
what to do.
choice.
Right.
They have no choice.
Well, dear viewer, I have had Vicky held down here all through, and the other guests will still come some other time, but for now, this is how we've done it. I want to say that it's been a great pleasure sharing the moments with you and sharing the moments, both of us, me and you, sharing it with Vicky Helder, and hoping that she'll be here again.
Thank you.
I want to also say thanks to my colleagues that helped me do the work this day. I want to remember Yira Pubuara. I want to remember Victor Adeye. I want to remember Victor Chizea. I want to also remember Felix Akinjagula. I want to remember Ihani Ugoji, and not forgetting Divine Dabrilaga. There are Samuels, 2 Samuels I've worked with today. Samuel Wanko, that is Psalm 2, and there is Samuel Omaji, that is Psalm 1. Thank you so much for being there. And finally, let me also say thanks to another fellow that is also new here. We're working together to ensure that we get the best out of it all. Obonna, I want to thank you, Martin, and I want to say may the best, not Martin really, but may the best happen to all of us, even as we leave. Okay, so go on about here. Let the very best come our way all the time.